Good evening, and thank you for joining us. We are going to begin tonight with horror and hope here in Surfside, Florida, after part of the 12-story condo building behind me collapsed overnight. Now, surveillance video shows it folding in on itself in a matter of seconds as the people living inside slept. And these images showing the before and after. It's actually hard to fathom the scope of the destruction. But as we come on the air tonight, one person is confirmed dead, and nearly 100 people are still unaccounted for in this building behind me. That's 100 families now waiting for signs of life under a mountain of concrete and steel. Now, officials are still clinging to hope here. One boy was pulled out this morning, and rescuers say they are still hearing sounds from this rubble. Right now, teams are slowly tunneling in below the building, but they say things are still too unstable to send searchers on top of the pile. Tonight, there is an eerie quiet here. You can see the lives interrupted in an instant. Beds and chairs clinging to the floors that are still standing. Mattresses and lamps among shards of glass and plumes of dust. Hundreds of first responders are already here, and the president is promising federal aid. But tonight, the vice chairman of the Board of Commissioners said what Surfside really needs is prayers. We have a team of CBS correspondents here in Surfside, and I'll talk to the mayor in just a moment. But first, CBS's Manuel Bojorquez, who has been here since before dawn, is going to lead off our coverage tonight. Good evening, Manny. What I saw on TV this morning is nothing like what you look at it in person. Yeah, no, really. And the mayor put it to us earlier. It looks like there was an earthquake here. And when we arrived in those pre-dawn hours, there was still so much chaos and confusion on the streets. There were survivors that were walking around looking dazed. Firefighters were still rescuing people, plucking them from balconies in the section of the building that had not collapsed. All of this happened while most were asleep.
Surveillance video captured the moment this 12-story condo building collapsed in Surfside, Florida, just after 1:30 this morning. One section teetered before also giving way.
We were right there on the second floor. The building, one of these huge buildings, gone. Right here beside us, the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
This 3D map view shows what the building looked like before. This is what it looks like now. An entire structure collapsing, floors pancaked on top of one another. When the dust settled, the building appeared to be sheared in two, with bunk beds, dining rooms, and entire homes left blowing in the wind. Some indoor surveillance cameras appeared to capture the moments before the deadly collapse.
I've been living in Surfside the past 10 years. This is by far the most horrific thing that I've seen in my life.
Officials say 55 of the 136 apartments collapsed on the northeast side of the building, sparking a desperate search and rescue in the rubble that continues right now. Dozens of firefighters under the building's parking garage using heavy equipment in the search for survivors. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis says rescuers have made contact with people trapped beneath the piles of debris.
They're doing everything they can to save lives.
Earlier today, rescuers found this 10-year-old boy in the rubble. Neighbor Nicholas Balboa says he heard the boy's screams for help.
He was just really panicked. He said that his mom was in there with him. His arm was pinned. There wasn't really a whole lot of conversation. It was just, like I said, it was just sheer panic.
Today, President Biden said FEMA is at the ready.
We are on top of it. We are ready to move from the federal resources immediately.
To make matters worse, bad weather hampered rescue operations today. Dogs were brought in to assist in the search. Officials said they remain hopeful they can still find people alive.
We are shoring up the structure on the inside as we continue to tunnel in to locate additional survivors.
But some family members say the search isn't moving fast enough.
We walked up to it 10 minutes ago, and there's not one person searching the rubble. The rubble's about 3 stories high, and no one is searching in the rubble right now.
Nicholas Fernandez says his calls to his loved ones who are missing have gone unanswered.
Seeing they're gone, I don't want to be pessimistic, but they are. We've been calling them like nonstop, no reply.
At this family reunification center, friends and families were huddled together looking for answers about their loved ones, like 66-year-old Judy Spiegel, who was in the building. We spoke with her children, Rachel and Joshua.
Tell us what you know and what you're hoping for.
What we're hoping for is that they'll find her quickly and that she's still alive.
Their father lives there too, but happened not to be home. Joshua believes his mother will be found alive.
We just want to be with our mom. So
She was the best. Our
she
best
is
friend.
the best.
You know, can't live without her.
Oh, Manny, it's so hard to hear from these families. So how large is the rescue effort?
Well, Nora, we know that between search and rescue workers and firefighters, there are more than 100 people on the scene here tonight. This is dangerous work for them and work that will likely go on for days. We also know they have sonar devices in there and search cameras, and they've heard what appears to be banging, but no voices coming from the rubble tonight.
All right, Manuel Bojorquez, thank you.